It is Tuesday, June 23rd. It is time to get in the weeds. I'm Jeremy Lambert. That is SP3. And I don't know why we're going to waste any time here, SP3. I feel like we just have to immediately get into things.
No, I'm serious. I'm dead serious. The MVP of the NBA. I'm not making this up. For AEW Rampage, ladies and gentlemen, the Greek Freak, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Let's go.
Giannis Antetokounmpo, let's go, has officially been traded last night around 12:45, 1 a.m. in the morning. Giannis was dealt to the Miami Heat. Our long national nightmare is over. I would like the record to show I was correct about this. I not only said it on this show, but I have it in writing. SP3 in writing. Roundtable.com or .io/NBA. They asked me to write an article predicting what I thought was going to happen with Giannis. And I said, well, if I write this, it's going to come true. So are you sure you really want this article? And they said, yes, please write us this article. I said, okay. And I wrote this song when I was still alive, 94. I wrote this on Monday. I think it was Monday. Pretty sure it was Monday. Monday afternoon, I said he's going to be traded by the trade deadline. He's going to be traded by the draft, and he's going to be traded to the Miami Heat. And that's exactly what happened. Giannis to the Heat for Tyler Hero, Jaime Vasquez Jr., the 13th overall pick in this draft, Khalil Ware, Kasparis Yakosinosis, and two other first-round picks, a pick swap, and a second-rounder, is all on the deal for Giannis and Bobby Portis. Let's not forget Bobby Portis in there. Bobby Portis is also there. Initial thoughts when you saw this deal, SB3?
This might be the first superstar trade in a while where I'm actually questioning who got the better end of the trade.
Really? Okay.
Because as far as like a Heat package, this is the best possible one that Milwaukee could have got. They get some players that are rotation, like active rotation players that could be on their team right now and facilitate their probably rebuild the direction they're going in as far as the rebuild. Khalil Ware has the potential to kind of break out, maybe become an all-star as well. And then the draft capital, getting three first rounders and a pick swap and a second rounder. That's basically 5 picks along with the rotation players that you got here. I think as far as a Heat package, that's as best as you're going to get. As far as a Milwaukee Bucks package, I think the alternatives that we've heard of, like Jaylen Brown and 2 first rounders or whatever, the Western Conference was giving them, I think that this is the best possible scenario for them. They get not 1, not 2, but like 3 rotation players. They get 3 first rounders. They're getting another 2 draft picks as well. This is really good. And like I think as someone said it in the chat, like as far as upside, Milwaukee Bucks kind of got out of this as best as they possibly could. As far as the Miami Heat, it's another era of Heat that's going to be defined by the superstar that they got, and it's worked out well for them. They're a very young team, but they are easily a top 10 NBA franchise because of all the success they've gotten in the short amount of time they've been around. I'm talking about, getting guys like your Alonzo Mourning, getting your Tim Hardaways in the 90s. Then in the 2000s, you draft Dwayne Wade, you get Shaquille O'Neal, you win your first NBA championship. In the 2010s, you get LeBron James, and he teams up with Wade and Chris Bosh, and they win 2 championships. And then you come into the late 2010s, and you get Jimmy Butler, and he takes you to 2 NBA finals. You get a Bam Adebayo that you draft who drops 83 and is one of the more consistent big men in the league. He's not like a superstar level guy, but he's a guy that can be a very good to even maybe great number 2 on a team, but he needs that number 1, and now
second
they
greatest
got
scorer
that.
of all time. Bam Adebayo.
Now they needed that number one, and now they got that number one in Giannis Antetokounmpo. I think it puts them in a better position in the Eastern Conference. They were basically a play-in team this season, or they were a play-in team. Yeah,
I mean, they were a play-in team. They just weren't a playoff team.
No, as I said, they're a play-in team this year. So now they're going to be a playoff team. I wouldn't be surprised if they're in the top 6. They're not worried about the play-in whatsoever with just having Giannis Antetokounmpo there. The team around them is very shallow, to say the least. They got to retain Norman Powell at this point.
I don't think that's happening.
I don't think it's going to happen at this point. The goal is to retain Norman Powell, because if you have Norman Powell alongside Bam and Giannis, I think that's a great start for a team that could be like a top 4 contender in the Eastern. As far as like if you're a Knicks fan, I think you're probably rejoicing right now, because the alternative would have been Giannis on a Jason Tatum freaking Boston Celtics team, and that means that you better cherish 2026, because the Knicks ain't even sniffing another NBA Finals. If that would have been the case, this makes things still wide open in the Eastern Conference. I think the Knicks are still a favorite in the East next season, but you got Tyrese Halliburton coming back for the Pacers, who now have Zubac. You got Boston, who's going to come back, regroup, even though they have issues in their locker room with what's going on with Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. And then you got, Pistons, who are going to be 1 year older, 1 year wiser, and they're going to get from the experience that they got in this season. And now you got the Miami Heat with Giannis in play.
So I don't think Miami's going to get Norman Powell unless he takes a big pay cut, which maybe Powell looks at this team as like, I can compete here. I'm going to get shots. Like, this team needs spacing, because Giannis, I mean, unless Bam's on a heater, he's not shooting much from 3. Wiggins is kind of hit and miss. Davion Mitchell, like, they don't have a ton of spacing. So maybe Norman Powell looks at this and is like, I'll sacrifice money to compete for a championship. At the same time, Norman Powell's not a guy that's made like a ton of money throughout his career, and this is probably his best chance at really getting paid, considering he's coming off an all-star season. So Norman Powell's probably gone, but maybe they can convince him to take a pay cut. There is a world where they trade Andrew Wiggins and retain Norman Powell. You flip Wiggins, maybe get some bench pieces instead of just relying on Andrew Wiggins there. So I could see that being a possibility. I think you guys are a little overrating how little Miami has here. You don't need 20 guys off the bench. You don't. You've got Pelle Larsson. He's a good player. He's a guy who they didn't want to put in this deal because they have high expectations for him. Bobby Portis he's been one of the better bench players in the league over the past few years. I think people think Bobby Portis is kind of just a traffic cone, human, just dead body, and he's still a serviceable bench player. He's not what he was a few years ago. He shot something like 40% from 3 last year, though, on a bad Bucks team. Like, Bobby Portis still has a little bit of juice off the bench. Nikola Jovic, another guy who can give you some good minutes off the bench. Drew Smith, solid player. They're going to get some guys on some vet minimum deals who just want to come to Miami because it's Miami. And now you're playing next to Giannis, Bam, and what looks to be a competitive team in the East. You only need four solid guys off the bench. Now, look, does this mean that come playoff time, that's going to be enough? No. Like, I understand if this is what you're looking at. Like, this isn't a championship team. But you worry about that when you get to the playoffs, because who knows how the season shakes out? Who knows what trades are made in the season? Who knows who gets hurt? All you can do is look at the roster they have now, and I'm looking at the roster they have now, and I'm like, this isn't as dire as y'all are making it out to be with, they have nothing right there. Jovic was not in the deal. Jaime Vasquez Jr. is in the deal. Half the guys I said are not starting right now. What are we What are we talking about? That half the guys. Or sorry, their starters are Davion Mitchell, Giannis, Bam, and Wiggins. I don't know who your fifth starter is right
It
now.
would have been Norman Powell if they retain him.
Yeah,
but
Norman Powell if he gets retained. I mean, maybe it's, I don't know if you're going Pele Larson as the fifth starter, but one of those guys is potentially starting. I named 4. That's not half. Come on now. So I still said 4 guys. Okay, one of them is starting. That's still 3 off the bench. That's 8 guys in total. How many players do you need in a playoff rotation? You need about 8 guys.
8.
Look,
Yeah.
I don't think this is the strongest playoff rotation in the world. Don't get me wrong. I don't. I don't think Portis, Jovic, Drew Smith, let's say Pele Larson starting. I don't think that's the strongest playoff rotation in the world. Let's also wait until they potentially get some guys on a vet minimum deal. Let's wait until they make other moves. What if they trade Wiggins?
Yeah, this is not. They are not done making moves right now.
Yeah, what if they trade Wiggins and get a solid bench guy or 2, and then they do re-sign Norman Powell? Again, let's not pretend like this is just over here. So I think people are freaking out too much about, oh, they have no depth. They have no depth. Like, the offseason's not over. It literally just started. We're like a week into the offseason.
This was just the open. This is the opening salvo. This and the Julius Randle deal.
Well, we'll talk about this Julius Randle deal. Yeah, I think Pele starts. Okay, so you're still looking at Smith, Jovic, and Portis off the bench. All right. It's a bench. Again, let's not overstate that, like, oh, they have nothing out here.
I think they're gonna get a point guard. They're gonna get a point guard.
They need a true point guard.
Doesn't start.
They need kind of a true point guard. I don't know who that is. I don't know who's really out there. I don't love Davion Mitchell as the starting point guard. Now, granted, Giannis is going to have the ball in his hands a lot. So I don't think Davion Mitchell is going to be like really doing a bulk of the ball handling. And Davion Mitchell's a good 3-point shooter too. So he's going to provide them with some spacing out there. Wiggins is kind of hit and miss from 3. Bam, he needs to be on a heater. And if Pele Larson is starting, he's from 3. So the spacing
that's not what you really.
The spacing is not good at all. Jeremy doesn't even believe in this argument. Oh, sure, Zeno Hour, sure. Westbrook.
That's like someone who's a thief calling you a criminal. Because he says 1,001 takes, and no one in their mama believes, but he'll keep saying it and trying to get somebody's attention. So,
I mean, I do believe in the argument. I'm not gonna in wrestling. I'll make arguments that don't make any sense just for the bit, but I'll say it's a bit. I think Miami is. I think it's overstated just how bad they're going to be when it comes to they have no pieces around Giannis. I really do think it's overstated. Westbrook might end up on Miami on a minimum deal, and I'm not mad at that.
Oh, that would be the worst spacing ever.
If he does. Oh, yeah, it'd be terrible. It'd be hilarious. But I'm not mad if they...
You just want it because it's going to be hilarious.
I've been wanting a Westbrook-Giannis duo for the longest time because it's 2 very similar players as far as like mentality and skill set and everything. The spacing's god awful, and now Westbrook is way past his prime. Giannis is still tail end prime there, but like in their prime, they would have been just completely physical forces of nature together, and it would have been amazing. But now that they're
doubles, every game from either of them or both.
Yeah, I hope Westbrook ends up in Miami. That would be fantastic, honestly. Fantastic.
You just want this to be like a 2010s when everybody had the big threes. You said we're using the stars from 2010s to do it.
It'd be great, a great 2K team with because they still overrate Russ in that game. I assume. I don't know. I didn't play too much.
I didn't play too much. I haven't played too much in years, but
yeah,
they tend to overrate him in that game.
I don't think LeBron's going back to Miami or anything like that. That seemed like it ended pretty bad.
I see all these different reports about LeBron, and I just shake my head. I'm like, he's probably staying with the Lakers.
Yeah, I think he's probably staying with Los Angeles as well. Now, look, Miami needed to do this deal as well because we talked about them for the past few years. They missed out on all these superstar players that they were allegedly going to get because they wouldn't throw in people. It's like, oh, we don't want to give up Jovic. We don't want to give up Jaime Jaquez. We don't want to give up Pele Larson. It's like, man, you got to give up something.
To be fair, it's really over the last couple of years been Jovic and Hero. Which,
well, they're willing to give up Hero.
No, I think at one point, or now they are, but at one point that was one of the guys they were like, no, we're not going to give up Hero. We're not.
Maybe 5 years ago.
Yet. We're not giving up on Hero yet, but now they were able to keep both of them, and they got their superstar.
They needed to finally make this move, and like they did. I love this deal for Milwaukee. I've made fun of the Tyler Hero trade package for years because I didn't think it was very good. I mean, go back and watch the videos from a couple years ago where I said that this was a terrible deal for Damian Lillard. It's like, why would the Blazers accept this deal? I didn't think it was a good deal then. It's a more palpable deal now because Hero's on an expiring contract, and he can easily be flipped at the trade deadline. I wouldn't be shocked to see Hero be flipped just this offseason. There's going to be a team out there that's desperate enough for some type of scoring where Hero's value is now a little bit less, but if you're Milwaukee, you're not looking for the bank here. You got that with Giannis. You're looking for a first-round pick or two for Hero. Some team's going to be out there, and they're gonna get it. Like some team, Detroit might be like, yeah, you know what? We definitely need some type of scoring because Detroit's been linked to.
Yeah, that's true.
Detroit's been linked to Hero. Detroit might be like, we need some scoring. We'll give up a first for Tyler Hero. It'll be multiple firsts, but we'll give this up for Tyler Hero. He's going to help out our scoring. I think they can easily flip Hero on expiring more than he could have been flipped in past years when he had 2-3 years left on his deal. That's not a great deal for a player of his caliber. So they can flip Hero on this. You're getting the 13th pick in a deep draft, and they already have the 10th pick. So now you're getting 2 good players to add to your rotation as well. And they need young players. They do. Ryan Rollins is their best player as far as youth right now.
Yeah.
He's 24. Everybody else is older. Miles Turner isn't very good. Kyle Kuzma. I mean, did you see Kyle Kuzma's tweet?
No.
Oh, hold on. Let me pull this up.
Uh-oh. What did Kyle Kuzma? Whenever you bring up something that Kyle Kuzma did, I'm guessing that it's probably ridiculous.
This is amazing. This is amazing.
Type of person. That's the type of person that Kyle Kuzma is.
So the original tweet was Kyle Kuzma is expected to be included in any trade for Giannis as a Giannis tax. This is what Bill Simmons said, and Bill Simmons was incorrect. He was incorrect.
Yeah, he was definitely incorrect.
Kuzma was not part of the deal. Portis was. And I do love that Portis was part of the deal. I said this. I don't remember if I said it on this show. I 100% wrote it, so it's in writing. I love that Portis is part of it because Giannis moving to a new team, you get the guy he's played with longest, and now moving, it helps acclimate him to Miami and gives him a familiar face to be around. So I love that. Kuzma replied to this. Since when is a 6'9" wing who plays any role you ask, guards 1 through 5, shot almost 50% from the field, and cares about defense, a throw-in? LOL.
Wait, that was him talking about himself? I thought he was talking about somebody else.
Talking about himself. Yes.
He thinks very highly of himself. I can appreciate that.
I like Kyle Kuzma. I wanted a few years ago OKC to go after Kyle Kuzma because I thought he was a solid fit. This was pre-Caruso. This was the Giddy year. I think I was like, let's go after Kyle Kuzma because he is a 6'9" wing who plays any role you ask, guards 1 through 5, shoots 50% from the field, and cares about defense. I was like, let's go after Kyle Kuzma. And then he went to Milwaukee and completely sucked in Milwaukee.
Yeah, like that ruined his whole trajectory, didn't it?
Well, I assume they're going to trade Kyle Kuzma. I mean, they should be able to get like 5 first-round picks for him because he's a 6'9" wing who guards 1 through 5, shoots 50% from the field.
Almost.
And plays
not
defense.
really 50% from the field.
I hope it's
That
like
was the key word that I listened
47%.
to.
I hope it's like 47%. It's like, wait, it's almost 50. What does Kuzma shoot from the field?
It would be funny if it's like 50. It's like 47, and he's bragging about it.
He shot 49.2% from the field this past
So
season.
it really was almost 50%. All right, fair.
Career 45% shooter from the field.
Okay. There we go. That sounds
34% from 3. Jeez.
Wow.
Not great.
Yeah, that's not great whatsoever. Actually,
they'll probably flip Kuzma.
from the field.
Milwaukee just doesn't have a ton of great talent on the team. So this gives them, like, Jaime Jaquez was second in 6-man voting this past year. Khalil Ware is solid. I think he's a rotation big. I don't know if he's a all-star level, all-NBA level player, but he's a rotation big, if nothing else. Miles Turner, you probably got to trade him. Turner's just not a great fit, and he's got some value. Somebody will look at him and be like, you know what, we can use him out here. So Milwaukee will have some options, but they had to get younger. They don't have control of their draft either because they traded all their first round picks for Lillard. So you needed to get some draft picks and everything in this Giannis trade. So I like what Milwaukee did in this entire deal. They got as much as they could out of Miami, especially if the Boston offer truly was Jaylen Brown and 2 first-round picks. I think that would have been a shitty deal for Milwaukee. Agree. What do you accomplish?
That's basically like trading just Giannis for Jaylen Brown. If it doesn't make sense, if you take out the draft picks, then probably don't make that deal.
Yeah, what are you accomplishing with that deal? Like 2 first-round picks, all right. I assume they were later down the line.
For Boston.
Yeah, but if it's later down the line, you don't know how it's gonna go. Like if those 2, it wasn't 2 second rounders. There's no way it was 2 second rounders. That's not a real trade. It was definitely 2 first rounders. Yeah. Oh, it was this year and next year. Yeah, that's a terrible deal.
Yeah,
if it was this year and this year, yeah, that's an awful deal. Oh, Mikey's saying because your picks will be the final pick in the first round, so it's basically 2 second rounders. Yeah, if it was this year's deal or this year's and next year's, that's a god awful deal. Yeah. And the only way you're doing that is if you want to try to remain competitive, because Jaylen Brown probably keeps you around the play-in, but still not. That's not great. It's okay. You're just gonna be a play-in team.
But here's the bright side, Jeremy. He's gonna have the greatest year of his career there.
Oh yeah, if he went to Milwaukee, yeah.
I mean, he doesn't have Jason Tatum around. He usually has the greatest year of his career.
Yeah, he would have had a good year, but like the team around him's not good enough, so they would have just been a play-in team. That trade sucked. That trade never made sense to me unless they knew they were flipping Jaylen Brown for even more. Like if you could have flipped Jaylen Brown for like 5 first-round picks, then okay. Maybe you do that, but I don't know what Jaylen Brown's market is. I don't know who was like really trying to go after him. We might learn Jaylen Brown's market because I don't know how happy he's going to be in Boston after all of this.
No, after the reports of they wanted to trade you for Giannis. Oh, he's got a bruised ego now.
Yeah. We'll see when it comes to Jaylen Brown. I wouldn't be shocked if he gets traded this offseason. I don't know what you get for Jaylen Brown.
What's the best possible route? I mean, maybe Kawhi Leonard?
So I've heard that. I don't know where the Clippers stand on things. Because I know Ballmer loves Kawhi Leonard. They weren't trading him. There was talks of him being traded last year, and Ballmer wouldn't pull the trigger on it. So I know that they love Kawhi Leonard. I think that's a solid deal if you're Boston. I don't know. I don't know if Kawhi.
Who would you say is the better player out of those two?
Jaylen Brown and Kawhi Leonard?
Yeah.
Kawhi Leonard for one season is better, but Jaylen Brown's younger. You'd rather have him moving forward. Brown for Reeves, Vanderbilt, and picks.
No, we wouldn't do that deal. We wouldn't do that deal.
I like Jaylen Brown. I think he's a good player. I don't love his attitude and personality. That scares me off a little bit. If this is 2K, I trade for him because I'm not worried about that stuff. All right, cool. I
don't have to worry about. I don't have to worry about the chemistry outside the court. I only deal with the stuff on the court.
Yeah, that chemistry bar is fake in 2K, so who cares? But obviously, this is not 2K. This is real life, and you do have to worry about the chemistry and the fit in the locker room and stuff. And I don't love Jaylen Brown's. I don't love Jaylen Brown's fit there. Again, maybe some team will take him though. He's too talented to not be taken, or to not find a team if Boston wants to move him. Maybe Boston is able to smooth things over, keep things good with him. I just don't know if they can, if he wants that. Maybe he does want his own team. Maybe he's like, no, I'm out of here. I have no idea what Jaylen Brown. He's gonna go to Portland, so that can be his team. Portland does like him. Yeah. Portland. That was the talk, is that maybe Milwaukee flips him to Portland, and so they get some of their draft back from the Lillard trade. So I do know Portland likes him. I don't know if they're willing to trade him to Boston. I mean, maybe. Portland's going to be good for a while if they got all these Milwaukee picks. Yeah, Portland's going to do pretty well with the Milwaukee picks. Jaylen Brown to Chicago, maybe. I don't know how much Chicago likes him. Chicago was reportedly in on Reeves. We shall see. Chicago did make a move yesterday. No one will remember that Chicago made a move because it's the Julius Randle trade and not the Nick Claxton trade. But the trade was Chicago got Nick Claxton. Brooklyn got the 28th overall pick and Julius Randle. And Minnesota got the 33rd. Minnesota got the 33rd overall pick. I haven't seen this this type of disrespect in a couple of years, but this was just Minnesota saying, we want to get rid of you at all costs. We don't care what comes in return. This was insane, honestly. We figured they had to do something with Randall. He wasn't good in the playoffs. The fit was weird. It worked 2 years ago. They went to the Western Conference Finals, and everyone was like, oh, look, it was a win-win with Towns and Randall. This worked out. And it's not like anybody coming out of the playoffs were saying, oh, the fit with Randall is the main reason why they didn't win. It's quite obvious it was injuries that was the main reason why they didn't win this year. We can't realistically put it on the Randall fit, but I can't. No, I did, because I did it this year's playoffs. I looked at totality of it. I am saying the reason why they did not win the win or go back to the conference finals had more to do with the injuries than the Randall fit. I mean, it also had to do with Randall. Again, I'm not only looking at this year, which I do put on Randall. I was also looking at totality, which I put on Randall, because 2 years ago against the Thunder, he sucked in that series as well. He was not good in that series. So then you look at this series. Okay, yes, Edwards wasn't 100% with his knee. Understood. They didn't have DiVincenzo. That hurts the spacing. Understood. you needed Julius Randle to step up and be the. Look, I'm not doing any type of revisionist history. I've sat on this show for over a year now and said you are not winning if Julius Randle is your second best player. A team with Julius Randle as their second best player does not scare me. It just don't. I'm not worried about that team. And what has happened with Julius Randle as your second best player? Nobody is
now
worried.
He's the second best player on the Brooklyn Nets.
Might be the best player on the Brooklyn Nets.
I mean, if they still got Michael Porter Jr., then it's still
true. No, nobody's worried about a team with Julius Randle as the second best player. So they needed
should be worried about the Brooklyn Nets.
They needed
damage this year.
They needed to get rid of him. I 100% thought they needed to get rid of him. I thought he would have more value than he was a salary dump. They traded the 28th pick and went backwards in the draft while also giving up Julius Randle. That's the definition of a salary dump, folks.
Yeah, that's the.
There's no other way to spin this.
We don't want you. Get out. Kick them right in the ass.
Look, they freed up the money. They signed Io. Like that's a good move for them. But at the end of the day, they're a worse team. I don't love Julius Randle. I don't even like Julius Randle. I would not want Julius Randle on my team. He's still an all-star caliber. He was an all-star 2 years ago. He's still an all-star caliber player who does things well on the court. And now you don't have him. And where are you putting that money? Like, where? I have no idea because they just gave Io all this money. You're going to start Naz Reid. Okay. I think that's good. I like Naz Reid. I think him, your starting lineup's looking like it's Io, Edwards, McDaniels, Reed, and Gobert. Okay. Not terrible. It's still a little iffy, but not terrible. You guys want to talk about poor depth, and you guys acting like Miami has some poor depth. Please tell me Minnesota.
Minnesota is not that far off from Miami.
Name me 3 players on the Minnesota bench. Please. Go ahead. I'll wait.
Is Michael Conley still playing?
He's an unrestricted free agent. I do think he'll return to Minnesota as on a vet minimum, but that's not guaranteed. That's not guaranteed though. He's technically not on the team.
Dante DiVincenzo.
He's hurt. He ain't counting him.
He's
not
counts.
playing.
He counts.
He's not playing. He's not playing. How are you going to count a guy that's not playing?
When he's coming back, he might be coming back.
Achilles injury? I mean, maybe end of the season.
He's probably not coming back until
I'm not counting a dude who might play 20 games this year. I'm sorry. He's not counting. Anybody else?
Hey, I said more than a lot of people have in the chat, so.
They got Yohan Behringer, who's played 5 minutes total in his career. Terrence Shannon Jr. I do like Terrence Shannon Jr., mind you. I do like him. That's all I really got. Rocco Zakarski, that's a real player. I'm not making him up. Look it up. I don't know if he's going to get any minutes. Bones Highland is an unrestricted free agent. Kyle Anderson's an unrestricted free agent. I don't know if these guys are coming back. I'm talking guys under contract. Terrence Shannon and Yohan Behringer are the 2 guys who have played actual minutes who are under contract. And again, Behringer's played 5 minutes total in his career. That's a little low, but I'm also not underselling it that much.
Not looking good for their depth. They're going to have to hit big on these second rounders they got.
Yeah, because they traded the 28th pick for the 33rd pick. So
that was unreal. I saw that and I was just like, damn, way to tell a dude you don't want them. He don't want you. You would have thought that Julius Randle had a season that was oh my god, he's so washed. He had a pretty decent season. He didn't have his all-star season, but it's not like he had he's totally done. He's not playable anymore. They need to get rid of him type of season. To me, at least. Yeah,
he's a fine regular season player.
He's a fine 3 or 4 on your team.
Sure.
He's a horrible number 2.
Yeah, terrible number 2. The problem is he thinks he has to be the number 2 guy. Because if he would have just been the 3 and let JD McDaniels be the 2, and maybe he would have this season. I don't know. He wasn't going to last season when he should have. The team's probably better. But he's also just not a guy you can count on in the playoffs. He's not. He doesn't have a reliable enough 3-point shot. His bully ball doesn't exactly work that well in the playoffs because he's not like Shaq level bully out there. There's nothing he does
he can
that scares
do that
you.
to the skinnier 4s, but it's not like he can do that to any 5s or the more muscular 4s of the league.
There's nothing that he does that like really scares you out there. But the fact that they salary dumped him is Minnesota. I don't know what they're gonna do. They have some money. They can maybe make some type of signings. It's not a great free agent class, but they'll find somebody out there. I'm still not fully ruling out that they get in on Ja Morant. I don't know what that. It helps them. I'm not gonna pretend like it doesn't help them. I don't know who they give up to get him, like draft picks, obviously. But they just traded one of their better draft picks.
Miami's gonna be in the mix for Ja.
Miami doesn't have the. You're trading Wiggins for Morant. Like that's basically what you're doing.
Yeah,
you got to give up Wiggins in that deal. I don't think Miami goes that route. I'm not sure Morant is a better fit on that team than Wiggins is. Like
the spacing would be awful. On that.
Yeah, you really want to kill your spacing if your best 3-point shooter is, I mean, Davion Mitchell. I guess he slides to the 2 because if Pele Larson's starting, your best 3-point shooter is like Bam, and he shoots about 30% from 3, unless he gets hot and then he can't miss from 3. Yeah, that's garbage spacing. Like Wiggins is hit and miss, but Wiggins can I think he's a decent 3-point shooter. Like he's improved that area over there. He shot 41% from 3 last year. He's actually way more than decent at this point. Yeah, Wiggins is about their only spacer right now. And Davion Mitchell's a good 3-point shooter. Yeah, you add Ja to that starting lineup. Oof. That's some rough shooting right there.
That's scary.
That's very rough.
Scary for them, not for anybody else.
Can Miami afford Ja? That's the other thing is like monetarily, Ja's got a huge contract.
Yeah.
I really don't know if they can, because even though Wiggins has like a decent contract, it ain't Ja level of contract. Wiggins does have a player option. He'd have to opt in to that as well, which he probably will. No, I don't think he's getting $30 million on like an open market.
Oh no.
So
take the $30 million and run.
I think the only way, like, it's possible. I'm not saying it's like foregone conclusion or anything. It's possible Miami and Pat Riley work some Jedi mind trick bullshit, and Wiggins opts out, signs for less money, maybe a little longer term, and then Norman Powell takes less as well. Like, how are you guys feeling if like that happens? Then
then I'm confident that the Miami Heat are a top 4 team in the East.
So like that's possible that it happens. And Miami has 18 million, and I mean you gotta factor in like a Wiggins trade as part of that though. But they don't have any other contracts. Like you got to throw in Jovic in that deal. They're not going to do that. This really starts to kill their depth if you're giving up Wiggins and Jovic for Ja. Yeah, that's all too much. I don't see how they can get Ja. I really don't. I think Minnesota is a potential Ja landing spot. I just don't know what Ja's value is overall. I don't think it's great. I also think Memphis would be more than willing to move on because they already traded Jaren Jackson. They already traded Desmond Bane. They're in a complete rebuild.
They're in a sell state. They're selling on pretty much everyone and starting anew. So that's why I think that Ja is going to be someone interesting. He's going to be an interesting domino to drop during this offseason because I think he is definitely going to be on the move.
Yeah, I just don't know. I thought Milwaukee was a fit for him if they kept Giannis. Obviously not now. Like if they wanted to try to tell Giannis, like, hey, we wanna try to make a run, we want to keep you type of thing. I thought Milwaukee was an option. Obviously that's not happening now. I could see it being Minnesota. Minnesota's got to do something else because you hurt your team. I'm not a Randall supporter. I think that's very obvious, but you still hurt your team with this deal overall. So what are you going to do around it now? Because I know everyone's saying it, but clock is ticking for Anthony Edwards. Because you guys
might be looking around him and being like, I think I might have to get out of here if I want to win a championship.
Yeah, clock is ticking for Anthony Edwards. I like what the Bulls did in this deal, getting Nick Claxton. I like Nick Claxton. You have Claxton. You have Giddey, Buzelis. You got the 4th overall pick. That's going to be Caleb Wilson. That's a solid start for them. Claxton isn't what he used to be. I think people overrate his defense at this point. He used to be a really good defender. Brooklyn will also just kill any desire to play defense. So maybe on a team that is competitive, like maybe he'll play some defense because the Bulls are a fringe playoff team right now, probably play in. I think the Bulls can sell Austin Reeves on come here. You can lead this team. We're a young team. We play up and down. We can be a playoff contender with you here. I think.
You think Austin Reeves should believe that?
Yes.
I don't think he should.
They are playoff.
But I am biased. To be fair.
They're a playoff team with Austin Reeves, though. They're a playoff team.
I don't think so.
Playoff?
I don't think so. I think they're a play-in team.
You have Reeves, Giddey, Buzelis, Caleb Wilson, Nick Claxton.
So who are the teams they're leaping over to be a playoff team? That's what I really need to know.
That's fair.
Because I think with the Miami Giannis trade, I would put them in like the top 4 with like the Knicks, the Pacers, the Celtics. But that's not taking into account the Pistons, the Cavs. Like that's your 6 playoff teams to me as of like right now. We don't know what's going to happen in the next couple of weeks and months, but I would put those 6 teams and I'll say they're better than the other teams in the Eastern Conference right now.
That's fair. Toronto, Atlanta. Yeah, it is tough. It is tough. Some of these teams are going to be due for regression, though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
sure.
I mean they're better than Charlotte. I don't fully love Orlando, honestly.
I don't think they're better than Orlando though.
I kind of like them better than Orlando. I kind of do. I see what you're saying. Yeah, I don't know if it's true of solidified playoff team. I'll backtrack on that now, looking at who are you jumping here, but they could offer him more money. I mean, you look at this Trae Young deal, he got way more.
That was ridiculous. Why are we giving Trae Young $212 million?
Who are they bidding against?
That's the real question. Like, who was offering him this amount of money that made you want to go to this number?
Yeah, like who are they bidding against on Trae? I love Trae Young. I'm a Trae Young defender. I think he's become underrated at this point because he can't stay healthy, and that's an issue. Is he can't stay healthy, but I'm not giving him this much. Not when he's like barely played 2 seconds with this team.
Exactly. Like if he had played the whole second half of last season, I could see making this deal. But the fact that he sat on the bench, he was hurt for most of last season, I don't understand how you're that confident to give him this type of money. We don't know what he's going to look like when he gets back on a court again.
You're about to draft AJ DeBansta with the number 1 pick. Like, you probably want the ball in his hands. And I do think Trae Young will help him. I do think it'll help that he'll be able to play off the ball a little bit. But you're about to draft him. That's just a lot of money. And look, it's not my money. I don't care what these teams do with their money. And I understand the argument of like, well, who else is Washington going to sign? Free agents aren't exactly like clamoring to go to Washington. So
this is true.
What else are you going to do? I understand that argument as well. My thing is just, who are you bidding against? Like, what made you give him this much? Was there another team that was going to give him $250 million? So you're like, shit, we got to give him $212 million? I just don't think there was any other team out there that was willing to give him this much. So you could have probably given him $180 million, which is still a lot, but it's like, all right, well, at least you're saving.
Could have saved 20
here.
Yeah, could have saved 30 million. Like, that would have been nice. But yeah, it's interesting move by the Wizards. We're gonna see how the Wizards look. I thought after the Trae Young deal and the trade for Anthony Davis, I thought they were gonna be like a fringe, at least, bubble team, but I don't know anymore now. It really feels like they don't know what they're doing because this whole decision just makes no kind of sense to me. But I am looking forward to what AJ DeBansa does on the team if that is their number 1 pick on Thursday. I will say
tonight.
Oh, tonight. You're right. Yeah. You're right. Tonight. So we'll see. We'll see what happens there.
Somebody, I think it was Jose, asked where the top 4 teams may be looking at Jaylen Brown. No, I don't think any team in the top 4 has given up a top 4 pick for Jaylen
not in
Brown.
this draft class.
No, I think the top 4 is set. We know who's going in the top 4. The order is a little up in the air. Yeah. I think it'll be DeBansa, Peterson, Boozer, Wilson. Wilson's definitely the 4. Maybe he had a good enough workout. He had a good enough interview to where Memphis likes him a little bit more. Utah doesn't need him. Utah already has 18 front court players. They don't need Boozer or Wilson.
No.
I think they'd love to get the Bansta. The problem is Peterson. I don't know if he wants to play for Utah. So
yeah, and we all know Peterson will not play if he don't want to play.
Yeah, I would imagine the Bulls do get Boozer or Wilson. I think they'll get Wilson. Bulls pick 4th. I would be shocked. Not totally shocked. I'd be surprised if Caleb Wilson is not 4th. I'd be surprised if he jumps into the top 3. The top 3 seem pretty set. I don't know in what order. I feel like the Bance is number 1, and then Boozer and Peterson could potentially flip. But I just don't. Utah's already got Jackson, Kessler, and Markkanen. They don't need another 4. They need another guard. I mean, they do have they do have Ace Bailey that they took, and then they have I'm blanking on his name, but the point guard who looked really good last year. I'll look it up. I apologize.
Keontae George?
Yeah, Keontae George. Thank you. Yeah, they do have him, but I still think they need another scorer, and you go with DeBansta or Peterson there. I think they'd love it if it's DeBansta. I just don't think he's going to be there. I think he's going number 1. It
would be funny if they had a chance to get Boozer. Play on the same team as his dad.
Well, they'll have a chance to get Boozer. I just don't know if they'll take him. Because I don't think Boozer's
Triple J. So
yeah, I don't think Boozer's going number 1. I'd be pretty surprised if Boozer goes number 1, unless Washington flips Davis, and then you're looking at Washington's lineup, and then you kind of do have a little bit of a hole at the forward position, because I mean, Alex Sarr, how much are you believing in on him.
Hey, he had a good rookie year.
Yeah. I don't know. Like Washington has a lot of holes. It's not a great team. They got some good young players, but like it's not like a really great team. Oh, I don't see Washington taking Boozer with the number 1 pick, but
No, I think the smart play is DeBonsa. Been loving the draft talk I've heard about DeBonsa. Someone said that he is Pascal Siakam who accepted the symbiote.
I'm looking forward to the draft tonight. OKC's got 2 top 20 picks. Maybe they flip them. Maybe they take 2 players.
Flip them.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like, I don't know what the team is going to do with them.
Y'all are the favorite or tied to be the favorite on most of the odds for next season. So
well, yeah, and that's not to be that's to be expected.
It's 3 years in a row, pretty much.
Sure, it doesn't mean anything. Doesn't mean anything. We do have a guest. He'll probably want to talk more basketball than wrestling as well. He's gonna get his ass kicked this Saturday.
Oh,
I'm gonna be there to see it live. I already told him I'm willing to do a run-in. I got to talk to see if I can get paid off of doing this run-in. You know him from Twitter, where he's typically trolling people or having people mad at him. He's teaming with our boss, alleged boss, Sean Ross Sapp. They're gonna get their ass kicked by the Rejects at Pawcade on Saturday.
Oh, the Rejects? Yeah, they're gonna murk them.
Yeah, he's not Dr. Death. He is Steve. Steve, how you doing, buddy?
Happy to be here, gentlemen. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yes.
Good. What are you doing? That's all. What are you doing?
That's a question I get asked at home, at work, on the internet. What am I doing? And I just want to help the charity we're helping out, Misfits and Friends Rescue for Animals. And everywhere I go, people like yourself, Jeremy, are just saying that I'm going to get scraped off the mat when this is all said and done.
Yes.
And yeah, I didn't come here for second place, boys. I'm coming to win.
So, are you prepared for the kind of wrestling that the Rejects do? How well do you respond to light tubes and barbed wire and steel chairs?
Well, you see, at the Jeffersonville Arena, none of that stuff flies. They may get some barbed wire in, but no light tubes, no shenanigans, no razor blades, none of that nonsense. They're going to have to wrestle me straight up. And I tried to find footage of these guys wrestling. I couldn't find it. All I could find was deathmatch and cinder blocks and blood and guts and all that stuff. These boys don't know anything about a hammerlock or a drop toe hold or a superplex. These are all tools that myself or Sean have in our arsenal. These guys are going to have to remember the sweet science, and I think it left them behind a long time ago.
They're just going to punch you in the face, Steve. They're not worried about drop toe holds and stuff.
They won't be the first and won't be the last. I have a very punchable face. You may not know this about Sean. He has a very punchable face.
Yeah, true. Oh, I know that about Sean. Yeah.
But yeah, we're not afraid to walk through 3 or 4 hits to land one good one of our own.
They're just going to punch you in the face. They're going to kick you in the face. I mean, they might pull out, like, glass tubes and stuff. I know it's not, like, it doesn't fly in Jeffersonville Arena, but speaking of punchable faces.
There we go.
Sean is here.
Bam. Let's talk about how I have the most vast move set in 2026 of anybody in this match. Let's discuss.
I mean, that's true. Yeah,
the vast
that's very fair.
Don't you have like 4 moves you do?
That's still better than anybody else in this match.
In the Effie match alone, I did the stroke onto a chair. I did a German suplex, a drop toe hold. What else? Oh, the swinging DDT. I did that as well. Listen, I got a good atomic drop as long as it's not to Shaza, but Shaza like got ripped. She ain't got ass anymore, so I can do that to her now. It's not gonna hurt me. Maybe it's because her ass is too bony now, but like as long as I don't do the gut buster on her, because then it'll just completely shred my knees. But like, oh man, here we are, Paulcade this weekend. Steve and I drew some sponsorships, which is fantastic.
That's good.
That's good.
Yeah.
Have you guys worked out like your team strategy? What's your team name?
Is this the first time y'all have talked since this match has been announced?
Team chemistry whatsoever.
No, literally the conversation is, what moves do they do? Bro, I don't know.
This is the
same thing. We researched them and we couldn't find moves.
This is the team building exercise right here, appearing on this show together.
You know, the strategy is, I mean, don't die. These guys are going to punch and kick and all that crap, but we're just going to keep moving forward, man. This machine does not stop. Our team name is Twitter's Most Wanted. Depending on who made the poster, Twitter Most Hated.
Yeah, Twitter Most Hated, probably.
that sounds
Most
about
Wanted.
right.
This isn't our first time going against the army, so to speak, going against the people with their pitchforks. You know, we are not here to lose. We've never lost our lives. We're not rejects. I've never been rejected.
I mean,
I'm talking to you right now from my 9-to-5 office job, which most wrestlers can't even put a brain cell together to get. I'm taking time from my busy day to do these gentlemen favors, and I'm sick and damn tired of the assumption that we're going to just show up like Barry Horowitz in '92.
Yeah.
We're coming for the W, boys. Those idiots put up belts. Sean has a space right behind him. I have a spot behind me on my shelf. Those belts are going to look mighty fine in our home offices, boys.
Steve and I will take additional bookings, like as tag champions. Like why not?
This
like,
sounds
listen,
terrible.
I don't care. I mean, it does sound terrible. Like, I don't want to do it, but I'll do it when I win those tag team championships. I'm not going to be like everybody else in pro wrestling that doesn't defend
Like
their
Joel.
championships.
Yeah, fair.
Joel, among others. I would go and I would drive to whatever dog shit Indiana town defends those titles, and I would defend them. And I'd keep defending them. Somebody says, who's doing a 450 off a ladder? I don't know. I feel like I should. I literally asked Steve, should I do a dive during this match?
Oh,
like,
gosh.
Yes, you should.
Like, I mean, you say, oh, gosh, like I'm not capable of it.
No, I know you're capable of it. I'm worried about, like, I'm going to be there on Saturday. Yeah. I don't want to, attend 2 funerals of friends here.
Damn.
You know?
Well, why are you friends with John Wayne Murdoch and Reed Bentley? Is there something I didn't know?
I might be. I don't know.
It'd be very sad. I mean, I'm sorry. Like, I do like those guys. I liked them a lot. Like, I've worked a number of shows with them. I don't remember anything about their matches because I was the one that was doing all the drawing on those nights. But like I do like them a lot. Like John, especially. Like, listen, he's got some great morals. I really honestly admire that. I think that he is a great guy. Reed, I remember watching, I think I watched him face like Chris Hero like 10, 11 years ago, and it was an unbelievable match, like incredible match. But I'm like, guys, I know wrestling moves. Do they remember wrestling moves? I don't know.
I don't know how much like wrestling moves are gonna help
there's
you.
There's a lot of wrestlers who have been great without using the prototypical scientific wrestling moves.
Great. So what you want me to bring a fucking grenade or something? I can do that too.
Just bring a fork, just in case.
Why fork? Why we got to stab people? Why we got to stab people? Why is that got to be a thing? Why is that got to be your inclination there?
You know,
why not,
if I go
Abdul the Butcher style, brother.
I don't know, man. This is just
okay. Hold on. The real important question here, Steve. Do you have the shirt, and is Sean wearing the shirt?
We do have shirts ready. The shit that came in last week. Won't be your typical big Gianna Vader or Dale Earnhardt hitting the wall like I've had in my previous Talkade appearances. But yeah,
can I buy a shirt? Can I buy a shirt from you?
No, unfortunately, I try to keep my runs limited just in case I do fall on hard times. I can sell them for a hefty sum one day to help pay my mortgage.
On my Instagram, there was a recommended reel that was a Gianna one, and I was like, it knows I'm teaming with Steve. Like, the algorithm is so good. It's pretty crazy. Like I didn't expect that. Also, shout out to shirts that are so ridiculous that Jimmy thought that somebody did it unauthorized. We have for the Trevor Project up for the Pride month, Dirty Finish. It is a shirt that says Fightful Select reported I'm gay, so it must be true, which has been apparently a hot seller of late.
And Reddit was not happy with these shirts.
Reddit can be unhappy about anything that it wants to be unhappy about. When is Reddit ever happy about me? I was seeing a girl. I was seeing a woman a few months ago, and it's like, how do I even begin to explain why people are weird about me? And she goes, so I typed your name into Reddit, and I said, well, it was a good run. Nice run.
That's all you got to start it as.
And like, listen, fortunately, it lasted a few weeks after that. So apparently that wasn't the death knell, but like, there we go. But I was like, please don't ever do that. That's a tough one to explain away.
Yeah. Well, they'll be happy this weekend when there's probably video of you, getting hit with a pile driver or getting punched in the face. Like, look what happened to this.
Listen, one of the shirts was absolutely fucking stupid. Like, it wasn't my idea, but hey, it's
that one got pulled.
Yeah, that one got pulled.
I saw both of them. And
the Pride one, I don't care. Y'all can be mad about that, but get over it. But the other one, I was like, okay, I see. I understand.
Right. Okay, I didn't know if you approved that shirt or not, though.
I approved the Pride one. Not
the other one. No. Fair.
But we'll do something else about shit in their pants or something like that.
You see, I was hoping you would have a shirt. I would have bought one. I would have got everybody in the match to sign it, and then would have donated it for charity. Auction it off to charity. I feel like this is a good bid here.
It is, but I'm something of a traditionalist. We're going into enemy territory here. We're the bad guys. Bad guys traditionally should not be moving product at the table. If you have your chance to walk by me all day, and Steve, you suck. What do you have left for the match? I want them to get all their emotions out there, put it all in a ball, so I can crush it, step on it, laugh in their faces as we leave for those XCF Tag Team Championships. I don't even know what an XCF is or where they have their matches, but I am willing to win those titles and represent them proudly as champion.
What if they tell you got to go to like New Mexico or something?
Yeah,
I mean, to defend it.
Hey, if the money's right, I'll go to Mars to defend that title.
Well, it's an indie promotion. The money's not going to be right.
No, I don't give a shit. Send me to any of the Mexicos. Right now, I got to go do an interview with Mark Briscoe.
Oh, bye, Sean. I'll see you on Saturday.
See you Saturday, pal.
Oh my gosh, I'm worried for both of you. I am. I've already told you, Steve. If you feel like you need help or something, just give me some sort of sign. I'll be there. Signal. Yeah.
If you see me doing the Ricky Morton, making the eye contact with you, reaching out, please help me. Then go ahead, hop the barricade. I have some clout in that building. Is this your first time being in the greater Louisville area?
I think so, because the last show I went to was Cole's show.
In Spencer?
Yeah, that was in Spencer. Yeah. Okay. But I think this will be the first time I'm in Jeffersonville. So, yeah, this will be my first show there.
All right, the building, kind of a shithole. It's gotten better. For a long time, I always recommended to bring your own toilet paper. Because we'd start with one roll of toilet paper, and when it was gone, it was gone. So it was not uncommon for me to walk into that building with a roll in my pocket just in case a worst case scenario happened.
My wife is already appalled that, like, what do you mean you're gonna try to help Steve and Sean in this match? Oh, you guys are my friends. Get
yourself hurt.
You guys are my friends. I don't want to see you die in there. I'm prepared to see you die in there, but I don't want to see you die.
And realistically, it's not just me and Sean against John Wayne Murdoch and Reed Bentley. It's me and Sean against Kentuckiana as a whole. These guys are so deeply entrenched in the scene. Going back 15 years of IWA Mid-South bookings and appearances and seeing these guys grow up, getting paid peanuts and putting their lives on the line. Meanwhile, Sean and I get a handful of bookings a year, and we're getting top bill status, and we're getting garage beer sponsorships, and we're coming for the glory. I can't help but think these boys are going to have a chip on their shoulder, as are the regular fans who come to that building every week. So it could get intense.
All right, well, I'm turning on you if it's all three of us against the entire building. Then I'm not being
He's
part
like,
of
I'm going
the
with the
minority
winners.
here. Yeah, I'm going where I'm hurt the least in this one.
Well, it wouldn't be the first time a dear friend turned to Sean and I to side with the mob, so it's okay. We will forgive you. We're those kind of guys.
Do you need to like take a call? I heard like your phone ringing.
It's fine. I told my boss I'm on break. I've clocked out for this.
All right. All of a sudden, somebody's like dying back there, and like, "Oh, we need Steve to save a life." Like, I gotta talk to the in the weeds guys. Sorry, everybody.
I'm not that kind of nurse. I'm an office job guy, so we're good.
Nah, come on. I'm trying to make it sound a little bit more important here, Steve. Come on. Now.
Well, that's why I'm not afraid to get punched. I'm calling you from a psych hospital right now. You know how many times I've been punched in the face for less money than what we're going to be drawing at Parkade?
Like, I do this on the daily for free. You mean I should
Right.
get paid a couple bucks for this? All right, we're in good shape here.
That's right, man. Like the garage beer thing is crazy. Like, how are we
Yeah.
just getting national attention for this thing? It defies all logic, but I'm happy to help out those pups.
It goes to show how far you can go just trolling on Twitter and being an asshole on Twitter.
It's true. Never stop believing in yourself, kids. If I can do it at 44 years old, I'm the Terry Funk of trolling.
Is this your first match since Cole?
Yes, it's been 2 years.
Oh.
And,
How's the body feeling in preparation for this?
After that last one, like, I told my wife, I'll be fine. Radrick will take care of me. We'll do some walk and talk. We'll do some bullshit. Had the superplex planned. Like, that'll be the big spot, and then we'll go home and everybody will be happy. As I'm getting tossed over the top rope, I hear her from the second row go, "What the fuck?" It turned into a way more physical match than I anticipated, and I was feeling it. See, that match happened on a Saturday. I was still walking gingerly that Thursday. It got out of hand.
This is why I don't want Cole do anything to me. Once it put me through a table, I was like, I like you. I don't trust you that much. Like, I don't know. I feel like you'll do something terrible to me. That
Well, like, Cole took me lightly, and that turned into a 13-minute war, which was a legitimately good match. Maybe the only good match I've had in my life, but we did it. So just to think, with four of us, with this kind of tension on the line now, that I've been running my mouth and pissing the boys off a little bit, it's probably going to be some live rounds out there.
Oh.
But hey, we do what we got to do to help those around us.
Yeah, you're helping. It's for a good cause. You know?
That's right.
It's for the pups, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to finally meeting you in real life after speaking online for so many years and everything. And I will save you if I need to, much to the chagrin of my lovely wife, who might divorce me after I try to get involved. But I'm looking forward to hanging out with everybody, seeing everybody. Hopefully I'm not attending your funeral in the coming days. But
That'd be unpleasant.
Well, if this does lead to a funeral, the only thing I ask is that you ensure that Heaven Needed a Champion is played at my service.
I got you. It's on record now. It's on this show. Oh my gosh, I was like knocking my mic over. It's on this show, watched by dozens and dozens of people. So, it's on record out there. Steve, appreciate you joining us here today. Again, looking forward to seeing you this Saturday. It's in Jeffersonville, Indiana. It's Paulcade. It's for a good cause. I think everybody can donate. If you're not able to go to the show, you can still donate out there. So, still give to the cause. I even bought tickets to this thing. I'm pretty sure I could have just snuck in and been like, "Hey, I'm here." I was like, "Nope. I'm gonna pay money to make sure I donate to the cause, and then I'm still gonna try to get in like early before everybody else does, and I'll pass out flyers." Yeah,
That's what the brothers do.
exactly. That's what I did for Cole's show. I was like, "I'll buy a ticket, but like, can I still come like an hour early?" He's like, "Yeah, that's fine." I was like, "All right, cool." I'll support you, Cole, but I also don't want to wait in line with the normals,
Absolutely
With the
not.
normies.
Yeah. All Steve, let everybody know where they can find you at, and let everybody know about Paulcade this Saturday.
Sure. I'm at Twitter and Blue Sky when I remember that I have that. NOTDRDEATH. It's not Dr. Death because I am Steve Williams and I'm not Dr. Death. For tickets or just to otherwise contribute to the cause, you can go to MidwestTerritory.com. That's MidwestTerritory.com. Tickets and donations are welcome. If you're able to attend live, it's in Jeffersonville, Indiana. I believe it's 1416 Spring Street in Jeffersonville, right near Clark or Norton Clark Hospital, it's called now, right across the street, which is handy because one of us may need a trip over there after the match. Yeah, looking forward to seeing everybody. Looking forward to putting on a hell of a show, teaming with Sean Rossap against the Rejects this Saturday at 4 p.m.
Thank you, Steve. We appreciate it,
Thanks,
buddy.
Steve.
Have a good rest of the day. Head work. See you Saturday, pal.
Yes.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Take care.
Steve, not Dr. Death. Tomorrow we got Chad French on, the promoter for this event. I'm worried about my friends. SP3.
I see. This is why you should have gave them like couples therapy or tag team chemistry. We should have asked them like we should ask Steve what's Sean's favorite wrestling move, and then he has to answer it, try to get them on the same page.
Oh, that would have been good. Well, missed opportunity there. Should have jumped in. Just been like, hey, let's play the newlywed game. The newly teamed game out here.
The newly teamed game.
Yeah.
That's what we're gonna do. Anytime we have a tag team on, we play the newly teamed game.
Had I known Sean was gonna, be on, I would have been better prepared for all of that. But he just jumped on, so I was like, oh shit, okay, well, let's just talk some bullshit now. We did get a super chat from Ujip, who just sent $1. Appreciate you. Hopefully things are well. If you do have a message, just send the message in the chat. I'll gladly read it. We do have a super chat from Ryan who says, the Bulls got a center for nothing. They trade up in the draft. Where are they trading up to? Like, who are they? They're not trading for. I don't think they're trading for to get up.
Unless they want to pick after them, maybe they could do that. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think they're trading for to move up into the top 3. Are they trading like back into 15? Oh, maybe.
15? Oh, okay.
Maybe. I could see it. Depends on who's there. Like, there's so much. Because, again, the talk of OKC trading up with 12 and 17, packaging that to potentially move into, like, the top 10, that's going to depend on, like, who's there, right? Yeah. Like, who's there at 9? Who's there at 10 to trade up and get? One thing about Presti is that he is not shy to give up these first-round picks to get the guy that he really wants in the first round. Now, it doesn't always work out, but he's not shy about packaging the picks to get that guy. So if that person is there, then sure, it'll happen. And they have a second for it. Yeah. Sorry, Ryan. I forgot about that pick. I was just thinking of 4. Yeah, they could package 15, maybe a future first, or I don't know if you're packaging a player because there's got to be salary involved, and is the team they're trading with, can they take that on? Well, maybe they could package 15 in a future first to move up. Well, again, it just depends on who do they like and who is still there at, let's say, 13, 12. I don't think OKC's moving back off of 12. 11. It just depends. Again, who is there. Acuff is an interesting name if he gets us. I don't think Acuff is going 15. If Darius Acuff falls to 15, something weird happened in this draft. He's a top 7 pick. Like, easily. I don't see how he falls to 15 at all. I don't know. Yeah, I don't see how he falls to 15 though. I just don't see it. All right. Anything else from NBA? We do have allegedly wrestling to talk about.
We have a lot of wrestling to discuss because before we get to Monday Night Raw, I think we got to talk about you. Yeah, the cops are coming after me. We got cops coming after probably Brian James because he's about to be in TNA. They got reports about him being the name that's coming in for Slammiversary, or it seems like he's going to come in for Slammiversary. And I know I think y'all talked about it a little bit, the whole Bully Ray saga
Gosh,
that happened
it's
on
stupid.
social media yesterday, and it's gotten even bigger or worse depending on who you talk to with the responses from Josh Barnett and Marina Shafir.
Yeah, we talked about Bully Ray in the initial tweet and how it was stupid. And then Barnett jumped in and Marina jumped in, and then Bully made it sound like he was working, which we kind of thought that maybe he
We
was
knew
doing
this
anyway.
from the beginning, sir.
It's all so stupid. Like, I'll say it's stupid.
It's very idiotic. It's very immature. It's very on brand Bully Ray in every sense of the word. As soon as I heard this quote, I was like, oh, he's trying to work. He's trying to work himself into a Moxley match. Like God in heaven and wrestling fans deserve that type of horror. To see Bully Ray in the ring in the year of our Lord 2026 against one of the biggest wrestling stars in the world, then Jon Moxley. Nah, I'm good on that. Him versus Josh Barnett, I'll be down to see that because that'd just be two old men beating up on each other. And it'd be
one old man beating up.
It'd be Josh Barnett freaking embarrassing Bully Ray, so he never says some dumb shit like this again. Or I'll be down for Marina Shafir whooping his ass as well. I think she can murk him as well. Bully Ray is just a nonsensical grifter. He is on one of the biggest wrestling platforms there is, but all he is good for is the hot take that becomes the wrestling topic of the day, and then we move on after a couple of days and we just forget about it until the next stupid thing he says again.
Yeah. I don't have much more to add to it. It was a dumb quote, and I was like, he's got to be working. Because I don't think he actually believes this. He's trying to get something out of it. I was like, Moxley's not going to pay attention to this. Moxley's not even online.
No.
Renee's not going to tell him about this because she's like, this is stupid. Why am I going to bring this up to him?
Exactly.
So, and then, all right, Barnett jumped in. Marina jumped in. Why are we giving this any air to give Bully Ray a payday in 2026? Because if they do it, it's not going to be a real fight. He's not going to accept a real fight.
Produce said they were willing to have this matchup, Josh Barnett and Bully Ray.
Sure, but it's not going to be a real fight. They're just going to do a wrestling match. And I have no interest in like watching them do a wrestling match because you can't sell me on a wrestling match after you said like, hey, let's do a real fight. Do a real fight then. Like, I don't want to say, if they actually do something, like, I don't want to watch, oh man, Bully Ray body slam Josh Barnett. Wow. Like, no, I want to see Josh Barnett just.
Yeah, he gave him the soup bones, bionic elbow.
I want to see Josh Barnett destroy him in 2 seconds. That's what I want to see. Like,
I want to put him in a triangle choke and he's just out.
Takedown. I don't know if Josh Barnett's doing a triangle, but it's an arm triangle. Like, just takedown, arm triangle over. Like, that's all. Nah, it's stupid. It really is. But I do think part of it was like, let me get some heat off of Dreamer because he didn't have a great weekend. And what's the most outlandish thing I can say to get people to
put the smoke bomb out there to distract everybody from this is what's going on over here. Don't pay any attention to all these independent wrestlers that Tommy Dreamer has said some wild crap to.
Yeah. And then Road Dogg is apparently coming in for TNA Creative. Okay.
Diggity dog. Brown, brown. Brown, 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 brown. Brown, brown. Diggity dog. Brown, brown. Brown, 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 brown. Brown, brown. Diggity dog. Brown, brown. Brown, 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 brown. Brown, brown, brown. Brown, brown. Diggity dog.
I mean, that's about all the comment you need on Road Dogg booking TNA, so that actually works.
saw here today.
All right, fine. Road Dogg's coming in. We'll see if it changes anything. I don't know. We'll see. The same 10 people getting the same 10 jobs as
That's all they could do.
Sammy
They could never
Callahan
call
said.
someone new. Like Sammy Callahan would have been someone new and creative from the independent scene. You had the DPW guys. They just closed down DPW. Get them a job on a major promotion. There's like so many different names. Why does it only have to be this certain number of names? Like I understand with WWE. Like WWE, you have this larger than life like characters, one of the biggest heels in wrestling history, Vince McMahon, who discovered he was one of the biggest heels like 35 years into his career as a backstage kind of head of creative or boss of the company. And then you go from him to one of your greatest superstars of all time in Triple H. So I understand if you go in that direction, if you look at that kind of usurping of power, then the most logical most logical decision for that company is an Undertaker, a Shawn Michaels. It's someone who has some type of credibility as an on-screen character that gives the fans the confidence to look at them and be like, yeah, I'm okay with him being head of creative. TNA doesn't have that type of situation. So I don't understand why it has to be Scott D'Amore to Tommy Dreamer and Delirious to now we're going to go Road Dogg. We're kind of regressing back. Like Delirious was at least getting us into the 2010s ROH. Not saying that that's produced a lot of good ideas because he wasn't the greatest booker of that company, but at least we're going in the direction of current era. We're going backwards by getting Road Dogg in here with his 90s freaking ideas, and then he's still going to be one. And he was like, he's going to be going in there the first day. He's going to be like, so Delirious, I got this weird idea. How about we put the Knockouts Championship on Chelsea Green? And they're like, she doesn't work here, Brian. And he's like, diggity dog, brown, 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 diggity dog, brown, 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 brown.
They're gonna bring in Road Dogg. We'll see if it changes anything.
It won't.
Probably not. Probably not. But maybe it will, SP3. Maybe it will. Maybe it will. Anything else from wrestling that's not Raw related?
I know y'all talked about much of the weekend stuff. So I'll go through like the rundown quickly in my mind here. SmackDown, it had more important matches. Still a very average show. Like it's just very like the best that SmackDown can do nowadays, especially in a 3-hour format, is they do like their regular kind of average show that's like a 5 out of 10 or so, and then they move on. That's what SmackDown was. The Cody versus Gunther, I'm just afraid that Cody and Gunther can't produce great matches anymore, or matches that BS doesn't stop them from having great matches anymore. Sami Zayn getting involved, it was predictable, but it was the right decision to make the main event for Night of Champions. I thought Jay and Javon was really good, and I thought the Liv and Charlotte had a pretty decent story. So that was my thoughts on SmackDown. The Stardom show, I actually finished watching it yesterday. Congratulations to Suzu Suzuki. I did not expect her to win the World of Stardom Championship. I've been a fan of hers for the longest time, especially since she came to Stardom. I knew about her kind of background as a deathmatch wrestler, but I didn't realize how versatile she was. She can do the high flying. She busts out spinal taps and phoenix splashes at time to dime. She can do technical wrestling. She does really well like the strong style. You can see her matches with like Julia in the past and Saya Kamatani in the past. past. And this match against Sayaka Carrara was great. One of the best matches of the weekend for sure, winning the World of Stardom Championship. So congratulations to her. I did not expect that whatsoever. So I was very happy to see that. Another one of my favorites, Rina Yamashita, has really found a home in Stardom. She had a great match with Shuri for the IWGP Women's Championship on that show as well. So shout outs to them. And Utami Hayashishita pinned Saya Kamatani in an 8-woman tag team matchup, which sets up their matchup. And then you also got the 5-star Grand Prix about to start, and they announced the block lineup, similar to what they did with the G1 with New Japan Pro Wrestling. I'll talk more about New Japan because I know we had the first show today. I just watched a little bit. I didn't finish watching it, so I'll talk about that more probably on Thursday. But that was Stardom, and then Collision. If you want to hear my full thoughts, watch the Collision post show. But quick thoughts on Collision. Man, Collision has become a great women's wrestling show. It just happened before our eyes, but last week with book ending the show with women's wrestling, it basically figured out to be a good show. And then this week's show was as good, if not better, than last week's show. I thought they were on a good run of Collision episodes, and the women have stood out tremendously. I love the matchup between Maya World and Athena, a pretty excellent student versus teacher matchup, and it was the story that I wanted. I remember when we were talking after Summer Blockbuster last week, I was like, the better story is Maya World makes it to the finals. Maya World gets more out of going to the finals than Athena does. Athena's not winning this tournament. So why have her lose in the finals when the whole story is that she's only gotten as far as the semifinals? Keep that story, keep that plate spinning, give her an obstacle to overcome, because as ROH Women's World Champion, there's not much else that she can do. There's not much obstacles that she has to, overcome. 1,000 days, longest reign. She's done all of that. Give her an obstacle to come back to in AEW when she's ready to go full time. And hopefully by next year's Owen, we can get her in the damn finals. But the Maya World was the better story. She was the person who would get the most out of facing Mercedes in the finals and get her first pay-per-view singles match. So I'm very happy they made that decision. I'm very happy that Athena and Mercedes seem very committed to putting her over in the post-match as well, getting her a lot of sympathy with the beatdown. But this Collision episode had just great matches, different matches as well. Like you said, you had more of a story-based student versus teacher in the main event. The opener was like the party match, all action, all thriller, no filler, with the Elite versus Lethal Twist. You had Zack Sabre Jr. and Adam Priest in a technical wrestling clinic. So really enjoyed Collision. I also enjoyed AAA with Paris Del Mar making their return / re-debut. Not really sure about all the members. I'm just going to say that. I don't know if anybody else says that, but I'm not sure about all the member picks. I do appreciate them picking Carmen Petrovic and just told her, just be Taya Valkyrie. And then they just go. You can go.
So I had the idea that Nikita Lyons should be part of the group because she's aligned with Carmen and Natalia on NXT, allegedly, and she is the border wall.
That's actually funny. Thank you. That's actually funny. I will allow that. Yeah, that's see, Mikey actually gets me. Yeah, that's the person I was confused about. Daga. What is Daga doing here? Haven't you left this company like 10 million times already? Are you the Andrade? Are you the Andrade of Mexico? Even though Andrade's from Mexico, you're the Andrade of Mexico who just bounces from these top 2 promotions like gangbuster. So yeah, that was funny. Carmen Petrovic being Taya Valkyrie, that was interesting. And Los Garza's always got to find a new stable. And Bronco Nima, yeah, I was just like, that's weird. There's Bronco Nima, but apparently his tag team partner can't be a part of it because he's not Hispanic. Okay. Carmen Petrovic is not Hispanic, so what's she doing here? But anyway, yeah, that was an interesting angle, and it gives kind of El Grande Americano a distraction, because I was wondering how they were going to delay the El Grande versus Dominic Mysterio matchup for Triple Mania, since there's like 3 months till Triple Mania. So it made sense. Perez Domas, you're putting them over, you're getting them a lot of heat facing the number one babyface in the company. So smart move by them, and with the angle. And I thought it was a really good matchup with Lince Dorado, Laredo Kid, and Rey Fenix for the Cruiserweight Championship as well. So good episode of AAA. And then was there anything on Sunday? I don't remember. So we're going to move on. Now we can get to Monday Night Raw.
Monday Night Raw featuring the Street Profits being up and winning the World Tag Team Championships because Braun Breaker is a dumbass and decided to chase after Seth Rollins instead of taking care of his partner, who got beat as he should get beat. Does this actually change anything?
No.
With the Street Profits winning the tag team titles?
It just gets it off of the makeshift Vision team that wasn't supposed to be the champions. And honestly, Braun Breaker holding that World Tag Team title was slowly taking away any remaining aura that he had left on him. So it was a good matchup, good main event to the show. It had the London crowd excited. This was one of the more quiet or subdued London crowds that I've heard in a while. Maybe it's because I didn't go, but I sat there, so I don't know why it was so quiet. But yeah, they were very subdued in their reactions to pretty much the entire show. It was kind of weird to watch.
Yeah, I wasn't like enamored with this show. It was every bit of a Joel Pearl fine to me.
Yeah, this was a step down. I thought the last couple of weeks, last week was kind of like average as well, but yeah, this is now like we're starting to see that the Italy and France shows were aberrations, and now we're back to the regular standard of very average, mundane episodes of Monday Night Raw.
A little bit of breaking news, basketball related. The Portland Trailblazers are hiring Minnesota Timberwolves lead assistant Micah Nori as their head coach. So there you go. The Timberwolves losing their top assistant to the Blazers. So some change in Minnesota. That's better than talking about Raw.
There we go. Yeah, we'll talk about basketball anytime we can. Absolutely. But yeah, I'm happy for the Street Profits. They were kind of in a win or break up kind of situation without it being kind of a stipulation. Where
much like Bailey and Lyra. Oh, please don't tell me it's SP3 who froze. Oh, it is SP3.
This was a win that was
okay. You are gone, SP3. Usually it's me, and so I just assume it's always me. But this was actually you. SP3 is waxing poetic on the Street Profits, and no one heard any of it. But yeah, the Street Profits did feel like they had to win or figure something else out. And I mentioned much like Bailey and Lyra, who figured something else out because they lost, and then Lyra turned on Bailey out there. So this was SP3. It's SP0. Sorry, everybody. Again, usually I just assume it's me. I saw it frozen. I was waiting for the spinny wheel to kind of happen, and the spinny wheel did not happen. I'm fine with the Street Profits winning. The Vision didn't really need the titles, especially after Logan got hurt, and they just put it on Braun because it's like, well, the Vision need to defend it. Joe Hendry returned. Okay. Paul Heyman wasn't there. That was, we'll see where he kind of fits with everything. I think he's more enamored with Brock and Oba stuff going on right now than he is with the Vision. We'll see where Heyman fits with the Vision. I still think that there could be a possibility of Heyman returning to Bloodline stuff and tied with this Oba and Jay story and finals on Saturday at Night of Champions. We'll see what happens there. But yeah, Street Profits winning, cool. I don't have much hope. They don't care too much about tag team wrestling. Who are the Street Profits gonna work with? Continue to do stuff with the Vision? You got to move Braun into more of a singles spot. At least you should. Like maybe Braun loses to Seth on Saturday, and you just get Braun and Austin Theory doing tag team stuff. I love that. Logan's going to be out for a little while longer. I know he's on television, which is nice, but he's still going to be out for another 3 months or so as far as in-ring stuff. Is Bronson Reed close to coming back? Well, if Bronson Reed comes back, all right, you got Austin Theory and Bronson Reed as potential challengers. But otherwise, who do you have for the Street Profits to work with? They're aligned with Seth. Seth helped him out here. Seth has got to move away from this Vision stuff, though. Once he faces Braun Breaker, like where are you going? Where are you going with Seth? You can't keep doing it. You're doing a cage match. Cage match is typically a blow-off. It doesn't have to be, but it's typically a blow-off. So you're doing a cage match. Win or lose for Seth, he should probably move on from the Vision stuff. There's nothing left for him. Logan's hurt. Nobody wants to see a Seth and Theory match. Bronson's hurt. Braun was the main guy. So you finish that off on Saturday in the cage match, and then you move the Vision on, and you move Seth on. Maybe you go into Seth and Brock. I'm not saying I love this, by the way. I'm just saying it fits because of the Heyman connection. Because I'm not sure Seth should be moved away from Heyman so much. Because there's still some heat there. And Heyman not being on this show kind of feels like it took away from that. Because there's still unresolved issues with Seth and Heyman. I know they can't do a match, but there's still unresolved issues with Seth and Heyman. That was the big alignment last year at WrestleMania, is Heyman turned on Roman and Punk to align with Seth. It doesn't feel like that's really settled. Especially if Heyman's not there on Saturday. It really feels like you've just skimmed over that. And it feels like it almost ended at WrestleMania with Gunther, which doesn't make any sense. It feels like they've left something with Heyman and Seth. Now, part of that was people have been hurt. But I think you could do a little bit more there. And maybe Brock is the thread to where you get a little bit more with Seth and Heyman. That's why I wouldn't be shocked to see Seth and Brock coming out of this with Heyman tied into that. Again, not saying I love it. We've seen Seth and Brock. We've seen it for a decade. Do you need to go back to that? They're going to go back to Seth and Roman probably sooner rather than later. So going to Seth and Brock isn't completely out of the realm of possibility here. Would make no sense to put the tag titles on Street Profits. They don't have a tag team division to do it, or just be a placeholder. And that's what they did, though. They should combine the tag team divisions, but they don't really have much of a tag team division right now. That's why the champions on SmackDown are two singles guys, because they don't have any tag teams on SmackDown. I wish they would combine the titles. You don't need two sets of tag team titles. They do have the depth. They don't care to utilize the depth. But they're not going to unify any of these titles. They want to treat both brands as like equals, quote unquote equals. out there. So I agree. Yeah, unify. Like, but it's not going to happen. They have no desire to actually do that. They do these champion versus champion matches. They do the champion versus champion match, and they just make it for the Crown Jewel Championship instead of like unifying any of these titles. This is why when they had the women's US title, SP3's back. This is why when they had the women's US title, though, instead of just having the one mid-card women's title and then she goes to both brands to defend it, they're like, nope, let's introduce the women's Intercontinental title, because they want to keep these brands equal. They don't want one to have this championship over this other brand out there. You have the women's tag team titles. That's as close as you're getting to, oh, we're not going to unify titles, where it's a floating champions. And that's arguably their worst division when it comes to in-ring stuff.
You know what's crazy is that we're like less than 6 months than where it was the best. It was regularly delivering the best matches on episodes, and now we're here in this year and it's not. The matchup yesterday wasn't that bad to me, but yeah. I like they telegraphed what they were doing too much though. Like I would have preferred if you don't like, I don't know, maybe it's because I watched way too much wrestling, but as soon as they did the pre-match interview with Bayley and Lyra, I was like, oh, they're definitely losing and definitely Lyra's turning on Bayley. Like that was the first hint. And then commentary saying, oh, Lyra is so focused, she looks zeroed in, she looks more apprehensive than ever before. I was like, oh yeah, she's definitely turning. There's no doubt in my mind. And then you had the crowd who weren't as vocal for this matchup as I thought they were. As soon as I like put 1 and 2 together and we got Paige coming out here, I'm like, oh, this is Paige's first time in London since she returned, and did not get that type of pop.
I mean, Paige is good. I don't think people at this point in her career like care about Paige at this point, you know? Like there's some shine that's been lost off of her.
No, I definitely agree with that.
She just feels like another person on the show.
Yeah.
You know, when she came up, she was like the anti-diva and everything. And she obviously had something in NXT, and she obviously had something when she first came up. It's been over a decade now. She came up in 2014. It's been over a decade now. She's just kind of another person on the show. And a lot of other people feel like that, though, where they just feel like another person on the show.
Yeah, it's true. But I'm happy for Lyra. This is something that she really needed. I think that she's kind of been lost in the shuffle or dead in the water ever since the end of the Becky feud. And that's no fault of her or Becky's own. That's really on the booking team and Triple H for not having a decent follow-up for her after that feud. I think the whole partnership with Bayley, there could have been a lot more to that. I would have loved for them to actually get a reign as WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, but I expect them to give us something at least unique and different in whatever feud, if they're given the time to, of course, whatever feud that they have next. But it's going to be interesting to see the follow-up of this and how they're going to present Lyra's heel character.
Yeah, curious to see what they do with her as a heel, because I just don't know what that looks like with Lyra. Yeah. So
this is our first time being heel in her entire WWE run.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I just don't know what that looks like with Lyra. Now, Bayley can probably pull something good out of her. And that's where I trust Bayley on the other side to make it work. It's just a matter of Lyra making it work. And how much trust she has. Because after the Becky stuff, they clearly didn't have any trust in her. They pulled back on her. She did the stuff with Bayley, but even with the split personality Bayley, that went nowhere. And then they were just teaming again. And now Lyra's the one that turns. So will they have the trust in Lyra to really make her off of this heel run here? I don't. I got a lot of faith in them right now. Just don't.
Especially because when you consider all the stuff that they have teased and not pulled off or not pulled the trigger on, even with just these two ladies, like it's a ton to not have that type of confidence in what they're gonna do next. So hopefully they get some opportunities, whether that's Saturday night's main event, SummerSlam, to have a big matchup that. Yeah, I think that there's no question these two ladies can deliver in the ring. It's as far as how much time they're going to get to tell an actual story outside of the matches is the big question in WWE right now.
I mean, she should get time. They should get time. It's a 2.5-hour show. I don't know how much, but you can get 30-second backstagers to do.
Yeah, ad break special.
Yeah,
that worked out great for the New Day.
Yeah, true. I hope they're able to make this work. I hope Lyra's able to make it work. And I hope she gets time to attempt to make it work. But I don't have a whole lot of faith that it's going to happen on there. Do you have more on the Street Profits? Because that's when you completely froze.
No. My only thing about the Street Profits, I'm just happy for them. Happy to have a legitimate tag team. Not a tag team that just got back together or just got together in general, being the tag team champions. I think the last time that we had that was the New Day, and that didn't work out too well. But I think that the Street Profits have a chance to kind of get the Raw tag team division back on the right track. But I'm looking forward to that. And one of the other highlights of yesterday's show for me was the Chad Gable Alpha Academy segment. Yeah. What did you think about that one? Gable coming out, calling out the Alpha Academy, giving him a heartfelt apology, extending his hand to Otis, saying I'm sorry, and then Otis being stopped by that dastardly, that despicable, that no down dirty, ruthless heel named Maxine Dupree. And damn, Maxine, she should have been a heel manager this whole time. She is a really good. I said this when she first got called up to the main roster. I was like, she will do well as a manager because she has a good personality. She has some mic skills on her. But once they try to make her a baby face and they stuck with that for 3 years, they were just on an endless kind of hamster wheel of just where there was no way she was gonna break out or have a great moment. This whole promo last night was better than her whole entire singles run and Intercontinental title reign.
That was the most impressive part of this segment was Maxine's promo. I was like, oh, okay. I know Maxine had that in her to that level. And I don't have a ton of interest in Gable and Otis and this whole thing because I feel like they just missed the boat completely on it. Now, look, I love Gable, what he's been able to do with Americano and now being unmasked and doing this apology tour. I'm not saying this doesn't make sense. Don't get me wrong.
Do you love his entrance too?
It's the clap. It feels very mid-card, I gotta say. It feels.
I was like, who? What is he? The Patriot?
He's Scotty Riggs, brother. I love Scotty Riggs, but that's
American
who he is.
Man, American man, American man.
It feels very mid card, and I think that's my issue with it. I don't feel like a top guy is coming out and doing all of that, So it's not that I hate it. I just feel like it's going to slot him as, all right, you can be the Intercontinental Champion. And look, that's more than, we would hope for Chad Gable, considering he's never won that title. But it just feels like it's going to slot him there. And that's my concern with it. Now, the Maxine promo was great. I assume we'll get the Otis Gable reunion at some point. Maybe that's your tag team. Okay.
I think it happens sometime this summer. I think sometime this summer we're gonna have Maxine align officially with the Vision, and then segues into the Vision versus Alpha Academy Vision is jumping Alpha Academy. Chad Gable makes the save. Alpha Academy reunion.
Yeah. I could see that. I could see that. And Maxine becomes the mouthpiece for the Vision as Heyman is back with the Bloodline.
Now we're thinking 3D chess now. You know the deal. Let's do it.
That's my prediction out there. I thought that was a good segment, though. The show opened with Obafemi coming out, and then Jey Uso comes out. This is my favorite line of the entire show. Jey Uso comes out, and he does his dap up with Cole and Graves, and he gets on the turnbuckle, and he's yeeting and everything. And Michael Cole says, because this is during the dap up, or after the dap, when he's yeeting everything, Michael Cole says, "This is not the jovial Jey Uso we're used to."
Yo, I was so confused. I was so confused at him saying that. Like, what? Like,
as Jey Uso is mid-yeet doing all of this, and then he runs it back after Oba is like, don't run it back.
He's so serious. Like,
it's all because, like, Jey, in some fairness to Jey, it was a very stoic, straightforward look on his face. It was not like the big smile that we're used to. And so I think that's why Michael Cole said it. But it was just so off. It was so off brand of, like, this isn't the jovial Jey Uso. Meanwhile, he's doing all the same shit that he typically does in the yeeting and the running it back and stuff. He just looks a little bit more serious than typically.
Oh, snap. He's wearing all black. Oh,
if he was actually serious, he would have just come out there, no yeeting, definitely no running it back, just gotten in the ring.
That before. He did that before WrestleMania 41 after Gunther murdered Jimmy.
Yeah. Just go out there, get in Oba's face. Then it would be not the jovial Jey Uso we are used to. Instead, he looked a little sour. That's it. Such. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Yeeting in a serious matter.
Yeah.
This promo was nothing to write home about, really.
How dare you?
This show warning shot.
Wow. All I think is you with that clip now.
It's so good. It's so good. Yeah, he said this is your warning shot, bow, and Oba's like, so I guess that means you're going to actually shoot on Saturday.
On Saturday.
Hey, don't miss. I will destroy you. That was that.
He said, even if you don't miss, I will still destroy you, because I'll be honest with you. You are not the family member that I have my eyes on. And everybody was like, ooh. And everybody, what he said, is just about me deciding which title I want to challenge for. The undisputed WWE Championship. Boo, Cody, you suck. World Heavyweight Championship. Yeah, these are the 2 stars we actually want to see. Yeah. Y'all keep telling Cody how y'all really feel, but he ain't listening.
QB1, brother. Don't worry
QB1. QB1. Has Jensen accepted that he's really QB2 yet?
No, Jensen will never accept that. Absolutely not. We had LA Knight doing stuff backstage with Pierce, and then Jimmy got involved, and they had a match, and LA Knight got a victory because Solo distracted Jimmy. So that's how LA Knight. No,
Solo hit him with the Samoan spike.
Okay.
That backstage segment was hilarious.
It was. LA Knight's very good in these backstage segments with Adam Pearce. Like, he pops me every time.
Because I dead believe, especially the last few weeks, I dead believe these are improv.
I think they're improv, and I think he views. I think they're improv, and I think he looks at Adam Pearce as Triple H, and he's like, "This is what I actually want to say to Triple H."
You might be on to something, yes, because it just feels so natural. Like I was watching it with my friend, and he was like, "I usually hate LA Knight," But these backstage segments with Pierce make me like him. I was like, yes, because he just comes off like a very natural, like likable asshole. That's what he comes off with. Sometimes he comes off a little too whiny when he's talking about the bloodline, but this one here was just perfect. He's like talking his trash, saying that the bloodline's gonna get involved. Solo's a part of the bloodline. Then Jimmy gets in his face. They start arguing, and Pierce is like, "You know what we're gonna do? I've had enough of this. I had enough of you. We're gonna do LA Knight versus Jimmy Uso." He was like, "You know what? That sounds like a terrible idea. I got a better idea. How about we do LA Knight versus Jimmy Uso tonight? What do you say?" He was like, "He just said that. I didn't listen to a damn word he said." I was like, yes, LA Knight, you're finally back.
Yeah. They had the match again. LA Knight won. They threw him a bone with this victory, so at least we got that.
I didn't care. Me nor the crowd cared about this matchup, to be fair. The crowd were chanting something about World Cup, and yeah. To be fair, the crowd didn't care much about the main event. They started chanting CM Punk. I thought it was in 2014 again.
EO and Liv had their segment.
So much for that Liv injury.
That ended in I didn't think she was actually hurt. It felt like it didn't look great, but she finished the match. She like celebrated and stuff. People just, they're going to clip things and like, "Oh, look, she's hurt." And then they bullied Soul off of Twitter and
for nothing.
Yeah. It's a shame. But people are assholes, and they brawled, and then that was that. So
and EO did her.
Yes,
and Liv was wearing like bedroom clothes and masquerading as an outfit.
That was the Stacy Keibler special right there.
That's true. This is true. Yeah. This is true. I don't know. It just looks more ridiculous to me because I'm like, Liv Morgan, you are definitely 5 feet tall. You should not be hovering over EO Sky.
Dragon Lee and
Ethan wait. I forgot the best part about that segment. Trouble, that's me. Cherry lips and bad energy. Say it once, say it twice, and I'll give it to you all night. I'll be your bad advice. I gotta get my hair spicy. Watch me.
Ethan Page beat Dragon Lee.
Good match.
Good. Yeah, good match.
Yeah.
Good match. Yeah. Anything else happen on this show?
That's a good question. It was a lot of like backstage segments and non-matches. It was like stretches of this show that just didn't have any wrestling.
Well, you don't need wrestling in your wrestling show.
Apparently, if you're Vince Russo, you hate that type of stuff. But yeah, fine episode of Monday Night Raw. Nothing to write home about. Nothing you're going to remember next week.
Yeah. All right. I have to get out of here a little bit early, so apologies for the speed run on WWE Raw, but
we've been doing a great job of doing WWE Raw in like 40-45 minutes.
Yeah. Basketball is more important.
Absolutely. Especially when you have that big of a trade.
Yeah. What was your moment of Monday, SP3?
My moment of Monday had to have been it's tough between the heel turn and then the promo after it. I love Lyra Valkyria, but I'm gonna have to go with Maxine Dupree's promo on Chad Gable. That was great. Great segment and a storyline that has actually got me invested in WWE, which makes them one of one.
My moment of Monday was the non-jovial Jey Uso hitting Oba with
this your warning shot.
Yeah, Oba dismissing Jey was very funny, but love Love the non-jovial Jey Uso being real serious out there, yeeting, running it back, and still hitting the warning shot. I didn't have a poll question today. I'm lazy. Sorry, M-Caps. You can yell at me later on. What did we accomplish today, SP3?
Well, he talked about one of the biggest trades in recent NBA history, a top 5 player, NBA finalist, NBA champion, NBA MVP, and a guy that should be a Hall of Famer one day, getting traded from a team that he's been a part of for 13 years, and now he is headed to Miami. So he's got much better weather for the same kind of weaknesses that he had on his last team. Weather's better, so that's a win for me. Yeah, we talked all about that and think wrestling, and we talked to Steve and Sean about their matchup.
Milwaukee South is what Miami is. The biggest thing that we accomplished today is, of course...
No, I'm serious. I'm dead serious. The MVP of the NBA. Yeah, I'm not making this up. For AEW Rampage, ladies and gentlemen, the Greek Freak, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Let's go.
Giannis Antetokounmpo, let's go.
Let's go!
I need Tony Khan to run that back now that Giannis has been traded. They're in Florida all the damn time. You can run that back, right?
He's the newest member of the Miami Heat. No, I'm being serious. I'm being serious. I just read the trade. The Greek Freak, let's go. He gonna be there for beach break, Clearwater.
Ooh. I hope that's the case. I really do hope that's the case.
Yeah, you know what you got to do. Tweet it.
All right, SP3. Let everybody know where they can find you at.
You can find me on the Twitter machine at TrueHillSP3. I will be live on your YouTube channels pretty much all week long for Forbidden Door, Night of Champions, Great American Bash, and Slammiversary week. I'm just going to call it Night of the Great American Champions of Forbidden Doors. I think that covered it all. Slams.
I think that's it.
So yes, I'm gonna be here tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern time on In the Weeds. I'll be here on Thursday as usual to talk some AEW Dynamite, and even on Friday to give y'all the preview of the full jam-packed wrestling weekend. I will be on the True Hill Heat YouTube channel as well, 1:05 p.m. Eastern time. I'll be there with Top Guy JJ to review last night's Monday Night Raw. If you don't like the speed run, you like us to break stuff down a little bit more, come join us on Rated Raw Review, 1:05 p.m. Eastern time. Then tomorrow on the True Hill Heat YouTube channel, I'll be there live with Kate of Fightful, as we'll be previewing Night of Champions and NXT, the Great American Bash. Then Thursday, we got me and Jimmy on AE Ramble, and Friday, we got me, Maggie, and John Escudero of Dirt Sheet Radio for our Forbidden Door preview. Saturday, the True Hill Heat flagship podcast will probably be 1 hour earlier, 9:05 a.m. Eastern time instead of 10:05, because I don't want to run into Night of Champions. And then Sunday, Night of Champions review, and Monday, Forbidden Door review. So I'm going to be on your YouTube screens all day long, every single day, even on the Fightful main channel for the Collision post show.
There you go. Yeah, so SP3 is here all week. Joel is running from the grind. Apparently it's Zeno Hour's birthday. That's unfortunate.
Apparently a Power Driver finisher watched the latest episode of Raising Kanan, as did I, and I'll be doing a review of that over on True Hill Heat Sports and Entertainment on Wednesday. That's the only thing I heard you say.
All right. SP3 will be here all week as Joel is running from the grind. We might have a special interview for you guys at some point this week. I don't know. I don't like to say too much. It won't be live. So hopefully we'll get that taped in the next day or two. Chad French will be joining us tomorrow to talk about Paul Cade and everything going on with that. Probably a lot of draft talk tomorrow. Who could possibly care about NXT? I'll be watching the NBA draft, so that's what we'll be talking about tomorrow. SP3 can do a 2-minute NXT review tomorrow. Until then, everybody, appreciate everyone. Hope everyone has a good day. Talk to everyone later on. Bye, everybody.